Welcome to the Grid Build series. Today we're going to build a business site that consists of the core components of a traditional company website. It includes a hero image with a call to action, a section with value proposition and services, reviews from customers, another call to action, and then a final location in the bottom of the page. Let's do it. Alright, so I'm here at my Grid Studio dashboard, and the first thing I'm going to do is start by creating a new site. And this site is going to be a business site. We're going to use a modern font, use some blue colors, and then instead of using a template, we're actually just going to start off blank. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do when I set up a site for a business is to connect the business detail via the source component in Grid. So what the Google Places source allows us to do is to find our company. So for this purpose, we're just going to pick Stripe, which is one of our service providers that help us process payments securely. And once that's connected, we automatically get access to things like the name of our company, the reviews that are added to Google, and obviously also the address that we can use in Maps. All right, once that's done, we're ready to start building the site. So the first thing I'm going to do is add just a small header up here. So I'm going to add a text block where we can type in the name of our business. So I'm going to do Stripe here. I'm also going to bold it. And then I'm going to open the settings for this text component. And then I'm just going to center it both horizontally and vertically. All right, that's looking better. Let's just increase the font size slightly. There we go. Cool. Now, the next section that we're going to build here is the hero section. It's also known as the hero header or the hero image. And it typically has sort of like a prominent image or slider or a big piece of text that quickly communicates to visitors what this site is about. And for that, I'm actually going to start off blank. I'm not going to use one of the section templates that Grid offers here. So I'm going to start off blank here. And then what we want to do is add a text block here. There we go. And we're just going to type serious services for serious businesses. There we go. And then I'm going to turn this into a header 1 so that it has a decent size there. And then below that, we want to add a button. And so I'm going to drag again, and we're going to find the button element here. So we're going to move text back up, and then we have the button here. And what we're going to do with the button is just add a little bit of styling to it so it looks a little bit better. So first things first, we want to add a little bit of padding inside of the button so it doesn't look as slim as it looks now. We do that here. There we go. Then I also want to add a border radius to it, and we're just going to give it 5 pixels here. So you see now it gives it like this rounded edge, and then we have the button text in the middle. So I'm going to click settings again, open it up and say book a free consultation with us, like that. All right, that's looking decent. Now let's move this up so a little bit closer together. Actually, we don't want to do that. Instead, what we want to do is give it a little bit of spacing around so that it doesn't look so cramped. And we're going to do that by adding padding at the bottom, at the top and at the bottom. And we're just going to turn that up to 100. All right, that's starting to look decent. Now let's add a background cover image to this to make it look a little bit more appealing. So I'm going to, instead of going into settings on the individual elements, this time I'm going to go into the settings on the entire section block. So go into styling, and I'm going to choose to have a background image. That allows us now to upload an image here that's going to be displayed in the background. And I've gone ahead and actually prepared a cover image that we could use today. And that comes in there. Boom, it goes in. Sweet, that looks good. Let's just make sure that it is using a cover setting so that it spreads all the way to the end of the section. Let's turn the color on the header here. Let's just turn it white. Got something close there. Just go turn that up. Right, this is looking good. I actually think we could add a little bit more size to the text here, like that maybe. Yeah, I like that. So this is looking good. The white is still a bit It's not that easily readable, so we're going to go back into the settings for the image, and instead of centering it, we're going to align it to the bottom. There we go, much more easy to read. And we've got book a free consultation there. Cool, this is looking good. Okay, next up, we want to add a section here that explains our value proposition. What is it that we do as a business, and what are the services that we offer? So I'm going to add a new section, and this time around, I'm going to use one of the text pre-built template blocks. And I particularly like this one, our services. So I'm just going to click on that, and it opens up for us. First things first, we're going to add the padding just like we did with the element on above, turn it up to 100. And then now we can start defining some of the products that we offer here. So if we continue to use Stripe as an example, it's global payments infrastructure for the internet. Like that. Looks good. Let's give it a little bit more spacing so it has there. And then we can start defining the services that we offer down here. And it's all templated and ready to go for us. So I'm going to leave that to you. So now we've explained shortly what our business is about and what the services that we offer are. Now we want to reinforce the visitors' trust in us by adding a section that has some reviews about our business. So I'm just going to add a blank section for this. And then I'm going to drag a block here. And now you see we have this reviews block here. And again, this is something that's only been enabled because of our connection with Google Places. So I can simply add reviews by clicking on it. And it's automatically going to go to Google, look for the reviews, and just pull in the latest ones and allow us to use them here in Grid, which will automatically update as new reviews come in. So what we want to do is style it a little bit. I'm just going to drag here so that there's a bit of spacing between the text and the people that actually reviewed it. And then we're going to add a description of what's happening here on the top. So what we want to say here is something along the lines of, don't take our word for it, hear it from our many customers. And we're going to turn this into a header 2, like that. That's better. And I'm just going to crop it a little bit, give it a bit more spacing, and then I'm going to go into styling, center it, and also center it vertically. I see we just need one more check there. All right, that's looking good. I can even push that to the other line if I want to do that. Cool. Last thing is to add the padding, just like we did with the other sections, to give it a little bit more spacing. I'm also just going to add a little bit of a background color to this, just a slight blue-ish color that plays into the theme of the site here. All right, let's just go into the preview mode here and see how things are looking so far. All right, we've got the section up here, we've got the global payment infrastructure, the value proposition, and then we've got our reviews here. Let's just add a little bit more to this. I think this actually needs to go up like this. Boom, like that. Okay, great. So the next thing that we want to add is a call to action. Now we've briefly told our visitors what is our business about, what is the services that we provide, and then we've reinforced their trust in us with reviews from our existing customers. So this is a perfect time to now insert a new call to action and get them to take some action that we'd like. So I'm going to add a section here, and again, I'm going to take advantage of some of the pre-built blocks for us. So I'm going to pick, let's see, which CTA we like. I actually like this one. Let's add one where we can also capture their emails. So as with before, I'm going to add padding to it so it has some spacing. And then what we're going to say here is book a free consultation with us. Like that. No strings attached. Like that. And then we're going to capture their email here and get it sent to us. So instead of sign up, I'm just going to say send request. Request like that. All right, that's looking good. All right, so the last thing we want to add to our page here is a location block in the bottom that shows people where we're from and where our business is located. So again, I'm going to take advantage of one of the image sections here, and I'm actually just going to use it as a boilerplate. So let's start out by adding the spacing, and then I'm going to delete the image and move over the text here where I like it, and then I'm going to add a new block here. And the block I'm going to add here is a map block. And again, you see, as soon as I click this, it automatically fetches a location. And that location is fetched from our Google Places source that we have up here. So let's just style this a little bit. Yeah, if you wanted to add a custom location, you could also easily do that. And we're just going to zoom it out a little bit so people can see that the company is based here in San Francisco. And then I'm going to pull the text down here a little bit. Say, find us in San Francisco. All right, and then we can describe our business here below with whatever context that we want to give them. One other thing that I'm just going to add to the map here is a bit of border radius so that it gets this nice and rounded feeling to it. All right, cool, looking good. Last thing we're going to add is a copyright block in the bottom. And so that's just going to be a basic text, and we're going to say something along the lines of Stripe Inc. Copyright 2021, and then I'm just going to fetch the copyright icon here and plug that in there. All right, looking good. Let's just center align it, both vertically and horizontally. All right, that's looking good. Let's see how it looks. Got the description of our business, the value proposition, the reviews from our customers, the call to action, and then the location of our business. All right, I think we can add just a slight bit more styling to the bottom here so that it fades nicely. So I'm going to give it a color again, and we're going to make this color the blue one that we're familiar with. Just make it slightly transparent. Copy the color code here. Go into the section above, give it a background of a gradient color, which we're gonna copy and paste the same color from below, and then the top gradient, which is gonna make that completely transparent so that it fades in nicely with the sections above. All right, that is looking a lot better. Cool, we've got a nicely looking business site here. All right. Last thing we want to do is just make sure that our site looks good on a mobile device as well. So I usually tend to style everything for the desktop first and then move into the mobile styling. And you can see here things are not really ready to be launched yet. So let's take care of that. So first thing first, we want to add the padding to these sections just like we did on the desktop view. Just to get a bit more spacing in here. That looks good. Same thing down here. I'm going to add the padding to this element. And then instead of showing all the services, we don't want people to scroll forever. So I'm going to go down and say we only want to add 3. So I'm just going to click the settings on each of these items and say hide on mobile. Boom. Do the same thing with this one. Hide on mobile. The same thing with the last one. Hide on mobile. And it nicely collapses for us. Okay, that's a good looking section. Same thing down here. We're going to start by adding padding, whoops, and then we're just going to take our section and make it a little bit larger so that it fits on the page, and then we're going to move the description here to top, and we're also going to enlarge that a little bit and maybe pull them back up on the same line. I think that looks a little bit better. All right, so we've got the reviews in there, and the last thing to change is our call to action here. I'm gonna add the padding to that. And then I think perhaps the location is less relevant on the mobile device. We want to get to the point and we want to get there quickly. So I'm going to do the same thing as we did with the services and hide this section entirely on the mobile device. And now we've got something looking pretty decent down here as well. All right, that's how to build a business site in Grid in less than 15 minutes. Thanks for watching.